students, today we shall study about the Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution is the set of rules on which the government will rule. In December 1946, a Constituent Assembly was formed. Assembly was formed with 300 members, and they have made a constitution in 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. It has been ready on 26th November 1949, but it has been adopted, or you can say ये लागू किया गया हमारे देश में on 26th January 1950. It has another story. So the constitution was made for our country. And why do we need a constitution? There is a question. A constitution actually provides us safeguard, and it gives us fundamental rights, and it gives the guideline that how the government should run and what should be the basis of the government, and it provides us the safeguard to minority from majority. You have heard about majoritarianism. Majoritarianism is a form of government in which majority rules and it exploits majority. It exploits minority. So the constitution provides safeguard to minority also. And next is it formulated law for the true democracy. Democracy, as you know, is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. Whenever we come to the rights, we find that all the rights are granted, but actually not. The rights were not granted. It has been given by the constitution. Before this, we did not have any rights actually. So, and it limits power of the government also. As you know, sometimes we make government with the whole democratic process, but when people come to the power, what they do? They misuse the power. That is very bad, and that's why misuse of power. So the constitution gives us safeguard. It gives some guidelines that what should be the decision making process, what should be limit of the government, and how the government will run, and what will be the work of the government also. So there are some key features of the government which we will study here. The first key feature, actually when Constitution Assembly was making the constitution, it has seen that there was lots of problem at the time of British India. So they thought that we should make a constitution which provide all the facilities, which fulfill all the expectations of our people. So some key features has been given. The first one is federalism. Federalism is a form of government in which there are more than one level of government. So in India there are mostly importantly two levels: central government and state government. But nowadays there is third important tier is also, that is Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj system is a system which provides lower level democracy. जैसे विलेज लेवल पंचायत है, ब्लॉक पंचायत है, एंड जिला पंचायत है. It gives the experience of democracy at lower level, and lower people in the remotest area, even people know about their representative and they are connected with them. So it is very important. So power has been divided in the federalism. Power is divided mostly in two, and these are some list has been given that are union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list are the list in which some subjects are there on which only union government, only central government will make the law, as like railway, defense and other. State list. In state list is the list in which only state government will make the law, and as like land related law and police and other. Concurrent list are those lists on which both central government and state government will make the law, as like education and health facilities, and some other are also. There are approximately 90 subjects and 60 subjects and 40 subjects approximately, I am saying. So this was the federalism. The next is parliamentary form of government. Our country follows parliamentary form of government because parliament is supreme house, you have heard, in our country. As we are following democratic form of government, so the government want to ensure that the government should be from the people, and you know parliament is elected by the people. That's why parliament is supreme, and that's why you have heard that in America the power rests in the hand of president, but in our country power is in the hand of prime minister mostly. That's why we follow parliamentary form of government, and parliament form the law, and it checks the powers also. And next is separation of power. Power has been separated. It is also very important. Why? Because if the power will rest in one hand, then there will be definitely misuse of power. That's why there is decentralization of power. So decentralization has been done on three bases. The first one is legislative, then executive, and then judiciary. This is law making body. These work on the law, and this is the parliament. This is the ministers and civil servants. This is judiciary, which provides justice to the people, and it looks all other matters also. So this is the third pillar. ये तीनों क्या करते हैं? ये तीनों ये लॉ बनाते हैं, ये काम करते हैं और ये न्याय देते हैं. These are three important pillars. The next is fundamental rights. You know, fundamental rights are very important because it provides us lots of rights, and by which we are living our life freely. Before this we think that our life is granted, but actually it is not. The fundamental right gives our life enormous power. So there are 6 fundamental rights. The first one is right to equality. The second is right to freedom. And the third is right against exploitation. And fourth is freedom of religion. And fifth is cultural and educational right. Cultural and educational right. Sixth is constitutional remedy. So the first right to equality, it says that everybody is equal on the basis in front of law, and nobody will be discriminated on the basis of caste, creed, gender, color or birthplace. Second, right to freedom. It gives enormous freedom to us. Right to speech, right to expression, right to live our life, and right to get food, right to live in a healthy environment. So many rights are there. Third, right against exploitation. It provides a safeguard being exploited. As like some people make you work and they are not paying, and other as like child labor, and so many are there. So whether it is exploitation on the basis जो क्या कहते हैं physically, mentally or economically, all exploitations are cured in this. Next is freedom of religion. Freedom of religion gives us right that we have enormous right to perform our freedom. You can do your beliefs, you can whatever beliefs you have, you can follow that. And next is cultural and educational right. It gives us right to perform our cultural activities and to get education. And जैसे धर्म से रिलेटेड हम संस्थाएं अपना चला सकते हैं, प्रचार प्रसार करते हैं, और सो मेनी. Constitutional remedies. Constitutional remedies is the soul of the constitution. If any right of these has been snatched from you, then you have constitutional remedies. You can go to High Court and Supreme Court for your rights. These are very important rights, and it makes our life very easy actually. Next is secularism. Secularism is very important part, and it says that state will not intervene in your religion. It means that we have freedom of religion. Freedom of religion. इसका मतलब क्या है कि state will be separated from the religion, and state will not follow any religion. That is secularism, and it is very good because India is a country where lots of religious people are living and they are performing their religion. So it provides a safeguard. So it was enough for this chapter. Thank you very much.